Welcome to Hither and Yon Studio. DJ here, and if you've been here before, welcome back. I appreciate you coming back to spend some more time with me today. And if you're new here, I create things with paper and glue, and I work in junk journals and create junk journals. This channel is about junk journals and paper crafting and arts and crafting in general. So if you're into that sort of thing, stick around and maybe you'll find something that you like. Today's going to be a pretty low-key video. I'm just going to work in this collage book that I started a little while ago, and it originally started with scraps, and I still use it for scraps. So when I make a project and I have scraps left on my desk, I just kind of glue them in the book. And, or, you know, when I'm cleaning up, if I find random scraps, I'll glue them in here. And just pieces of book page. But then I started to evolve and use this kind of for deliberate collaging. So this book has multiple uses, and there's a lot of pages left. And this is just a cheap composition book that I believe we got from, you know, Walmart or the Dollar Tree or something. It's been around for a while, so I can't tell you exactly where I got it. And this motif on the front, I don't know, because I just kind of stole it after the kids were out of school, and these were leftover supplies. So we're going to work in this. Here are some other pages I did recently. These are a little grungier and more, I don't know, less organic, I guess. I got some blue tape holding my box flaps open, and it keeps popping on me. But I don't want them to be permanently down. So anyway, all right, so we're going to work in this today. And then I thought I'd also show you how I do these kind of snippet roll ones. It's the same process overall, except one is just more, is at a smaller scale. And if you're new to this, this might be a way to get started, is at this smaller scale, because you don't have to have a lot of scraps to begin with. And here I'm using a roll of adding machine tape that I got at the Goodwill. I actually got this whole pack. Whoops, falling everywhere now. I got this whole pack for $3.99, and there were 10 of them in there. And so, yeah, that's what I'm using here. But if you don't have adding machine tape, or you can't get your hands on any, then you can use paper bag. I do have another video on my channel somewhere where I'm using a paper bag that I've cut up. And you can just cut strips in any size that you feel comfortable with. So if this is too small or too big, you can just align it to whatever you want to work in, and then you just put some pieces of paper down. Now, this might not be a very exciting video for you. It's kind of more like work in the background, and you can kind of peek in every so often. But I do want to do some more pages, because then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp on these, and I'm going to put ink on these and things like that. But first I'm going to scan them into my computer, and I'm going to give them, a good portion of them anyway, to my Ko-Fi members who are supporting me over there on Ko-Fi. So if you're over there on Ko-Fi, and the details are below, but if you're over there, you'll be getting these in a freebie. But then they'll also be for sale. If you're not a member, you can just buy them in the Ko-Fi shop as well. But Ko-Fi is the only place that they will be. So yeah, anyway, so let's work. Let's do some stuff. And I'll kind of give you my process. I like to mix book page and neutral pages with colored pages and just some other scraps that I have around. So I have this big box of book page that just never seems to go down. It just seems to get bigger, not smaller. And I have these neutral scraps are the ones I keep like right next to my desk. So if I want to grab a piece on a piece that I'm working on, I'll just grab it out of here. this is the little bowl that I kind of take around with me. I can take it outside, and I can take it, you know, into the living room or whatever and work on it without having to be in my craft room. So that goes with this bundle. And then I have this whole box of just random scrap. There's everything in here. And this is my Masterboard box. The reason there's full sheets in here is because I don't know if you can see it very well, but there's those printer lines on a lot of these pages, and I won't use them in projects that I'm putting out into the world, but they're great in Masterboards. But this is my Masterboard box. I don't know if you can even read that, but I've put blue tape around it just to keep the sides down while I'm doing projects, but I want to have the ability to close it back up because then I stack stuff on top of it. So this is just an old Amazon box, but that is, again, another box that never seems to go down and just seems to increase because I always have scraps. But let's get rid of some of the scraps, okay? I'm going to use my Oohoo stick. This one, I think, it says 40 grams. I think it's like 1.4 ounces. Doesn't say on here, does it? I don't know. It just says 40 grams on here. But anyway, I buy these in like 6 and 12 packs. And this one's not quite done yet. I have a little bit of room on there. I'm going to use that up. And then we'll just get to making. I have some scraps that were in this book when I opened it. So I'm going to try to use them first. And some book page. We'll pull out some of that over here and put it right in front of us. And then I have my glue book over here on the right. I have a new one now because the other one was getting to be worn out. And the pages on the edge, like here, where I was tearing them out, they were all glued in. I have to kind of go at it with a knife. But so anyway, yeah, that's what we're doing. And so I'm just going to randomly, if you've never done this before, really, and you can use any glue. I just like the glue stick for this. I try to cover every inch of this with the glue stick. And then the straight edges, I tend to put around the straight edge of the page. And I just kind of go over it either with my finger or this spackle knife and start building. So I'll try to put my neutral pages down, and by neutral I mean my book page, if I have any graph paper, pages that are kind of blank, they don't have any real image, but maybe they're a certain color or they have very minimal imagery on them. Those I will put down first. This is just a piece out of a notepad. We'll put some of that down. And with these, whenever you have like really delicate edges, you just want to go gently so they are not getting all torn off on you. Same thing when I'm pushing it down with my spackle knife. I don't want to have them tear up. So just kind of push them down gently. And then once they're in place, I can kind of get a little more aggressive with it. Like that. And that's it. That's what we're doing. So, but I thought I'd take this time to answer a few questions I keep seeing over and over again. And maybe help you guys kind of figure out what's going on with my shop and the products that I use regularly and things along those lines. So I figured I'd answer those questions. So one of the most frequently asked questions that I get is about the glue that I use. I would never have thought this would have been one of the most frequently asked questions, but my not glitter glue that I am showing you guys in most of my videos. So people keep asking me what the ratio is. And honestly, I didn't measure, and I never really you know, do scientific measurements. But this is an 8-ounce bottle. And for those of you that were asking what it is and if it comes with a tip, yes, art glitter glue is known for this precision tip. It's why a lot of people use it. But there are a lot of bottles out there on the market that have these precision tips now. They have this kind of metal tip, and you can buy them. They're little bottles, and I use them for glue. I use them for paint on the gel plate. I use them for squirting liquid in certain art projects, or ink or things like that. But this art glitter glue that I get is 8 ounces, and I mix it with a PVA glue. And the PVA glue I use is in the description box, as is the link to the art glitter glue. And all of the links are affiliate links. They're my Amazon affiliate links. So if you do purchase something through those links, I get a very small commission. And trust me, it's small. Amazon is not super generous with their commissions, but you know, it's pennies or whatever. You don't pay any more, but I just get it. A small commission for referring you over there. Anyway, all of those links are down below. And if you don't see something, just put it in the comments. Where'd you get this or where'd you get that? And I'll try to, you know, get back to you and let you know, and then add it for future videos. So anyway, I do about half of the art glitter glue and then almost half PVA. And then whatever room is left, I just start adding water and testing it, like pouring it out, testing it, seeing if it's running out too fast, if it's not coming out fast enough, if the dry time is off. But it's very little water. It's half and half glue. And the only reason I do that is because I love the art glitter glue in and of itself, but it just clogs all the time. I wish they would come out with a no clog version, but I've created my own, so they don't have to. So yeah, that's the formula. It's half and half about, and then a little water until I get it to the consistency I like. And what I like may not be what you like, but that's the gist of it. That's the most asked question on my channel. So I hope I answered that for a lot of you. And then I see that people also get confused because I have an Etsy store. You know, shop on Etsy. That's where I started. And also I have my own shop. So I have my own website, Hither and Yon Studio.com, also in the description box below. And that website is my own. I manage it. I run it. I created it. It's a regular e-commerce website. And I've created e-commerce websites for clients and other people in the past, and so I created my own from scratch using my knowledge. And so the difference between the two is that sometimes I only put items on my own shop for a very good reason, either because of Etsy rules, or I can't get enough there's not enough room to put up all the files or whatever. Or I just want to make it exclusive to my own shop. The other thing is that everything on my shop, my own e-commerce shop at HitherandYonStudio.com, is cheaper than Etsy. And that's because Etsy charges me fees, and they cause me a lot of aggravation in the brain, which, you know, it's more expensive over there. So if you want to save a little money, go over to my regular shop and you can purchase from there. But I know, you know, not everybody's comfortable shopping in a shop that they're not familiar with. So that I keep the Etsy shop for now. And, you know, just have stuff up there. Plus, it gets me other visibility. I mean, I know there's a lot of bad press about Etsy lately, with good reason, because Etsy's kind of being very weird right now. I know a lot of sellers are experiencing things that they have never experienced before. And I've only been on the platform for about 5 years. I know some of these sellers have been there since, you know, the early days of Etsy. And they just feel like they don't matter anymore, which I totally get. But anyway, so, but I still get visibility over there. And I need more book page here. So I'm going to, I don't want an edge, so I'm just going to kind of randomly tear these. But I do, you know, people, I get other eyes over there. People who don't watch YouTube, who don't know that I exist otherwise, will find me over on Etsy. So that's fine. That's so I keep my Etsy shop. And then I also have a Ko-Fi shop, which I started recently, and I fell in love with their platform and just the ease of listing things and the membership option. So I think there's like Buy Me a Coffee, Patreon, and Ko-Fi. They're like the three main ones. I'm sure there's many more where people, artists mostly, have memberships in those spaces so that they can get support from their followers for their art. And it helps them and me. I guess we're about done with this one. It just keeps wanting to come out. With them and me, it keeps us able to have the time to make these videos. Otherwise, we'd all be working 16 jobs, and which is fine if you want to do that sort of thing. I don't want to work 16 jobs just to, you know, be able to bring art into this world. I would, but I don't want to. So, you know, by having some artist support out there, you know, it helps. So I put some stuff over on Ko-Fi just so, you know, I can kind of build up my Ko-Fi presence and hopefully get some support over there to keep me doing what I'm doing. Okay. So, but I also just have exclusive, I don't like that there. There's too much of it together. Hold on. I am going to put this down here, and then I'll put something over that because I don't want the straight line either. And then I put exclusive stuff over there too, and lots of freebies. So there's lots of freebies on the Ko-Fi. So it's ko-fi.com and then Hither and Yon Studio. But you can get the link right below if you're interested to learn more about that. But that kind of explains the different shops and why I am where I am and why I'm doing what I'm doing. And also just as a matter of, you know, practicality, I subscribe to the whole don't put all your eggs in one basket. And so I keep grabbing this one, so I have to put it away out of my reach because I'm a toddler sometimes. Okay. So, you know, if Etsy closes my shop tomorrow, which is not unheard of, then I need backup, right? So that's why I started my own shop. And plus I want to build my brand. I'm proud of my brand. I'm proud of the work that I do. I love my aesthetic and the things that I put forth. So I want to build my own brand away from Etsy. So anyway, so that's why I'm kind of dispersed out. Let's see what else we can find here. I have these. I don't know why they're in here because I don't see any lines on them. That one I'm just going to save. This one has lines, so let me pull some of this. And if you don't know the rule, when you're pulling, when you're working with paper, when you tear it, there's always a raw side where you see the white edge, and then there's a clean side. And if I pull towards me, the side that I pull towards me is generally going to be the clean side. Now, I'm not saying that that rule isn't broken from time to time, or that you won't get a raw edge on either or, but 99% of the time, if you're trying to get a clean edge and you pull the paper towards you, you'll achieve that. So let me do this. I'll take this bit of butterfly. Actually, let's do this one, and then I can put it up here. Okay, so that's a dealio with the shops. What else? I don't, let's see. What do people ask? Okay, so they ask about the glue. I mean, I have a fairly new channel, so it's not like I'm getting 20,000 questions a day. Oh, the downloads on the website. you know, I know that everybody has their own technological progression and what they're familiar with and things like that. And I get it. I totally get it. I try to make my files as easy as possible, but based on file size limitations on Etsy mostly, I have to sometimes, you know, kind of store the files off the website and kind of link you to them through a PDF or something along those lines. So sometimes I know that people don't quite understand. They see like I have a 35-page download, and then when they actually download it, they're only seeing one PDF. But that PDF tends to have buttons on it. It doesn't tend to have. If it's one of those, it will have buttons on it. And you click the buttons and that takes you over to the files. And that's really just so we can get around the file restrictions that we have on Etsy and other platforms. And so that's what that is all about. But if you just kind of read the PDF, it walks you through what to do. That's all. That's all that's about. Let's put this here. So I'm trying to break up the book page with some of the other pages that I have here. And okay, so I'm not going to use that because I might use it for something else. I have these note pages, which are really cool. And so we'll put one of those in there. These were like out of a diary book or something, out of a planner of some type that I got at a yard sale or a thrifting. Oh, by the way, I'm so excited. I don't have it here in front of me, but I'm excited that my daughter and we went thrifting, and I found the coolest dress to make a bohemian journal out of, and a bunch of bohemian beads. And I can't wait to show you. I'm super excited. It is so fun. I love the color, and it's going to be a great make. So that's coming up. But I have, wow, I have so many whips in process. Well, whips means in process. So I have a lot of whips, work in progress, and those whips have to get completed before I start anything else. And, you know, except for like little one-off projects, but I'm not starting another big journal until I get all of these whips out of my way. Oh, this is cool. Let's use this. Some ledger paper. This is too square. I'm not helping. Okay, that's going to go right there. So it might be a little while because I still have the woodland journals. I still have the dragon journal. That's coming up. I have my monthly kits, right? Those are always going. And then I think this is done. I'm going to move on to another page. This is book page in some other language. I don't know what it is. If you know, put it in the comments below. Looks like it might be Polish, Russian. No, it's not Russian. Maybe. I don't know. If you know, put it in the comments below. All right, I think that page is about done. And so, you know, it's like one of those things. I have so many projects, the fairy journals, because I'm like, that's how my brain works. I always have these big ideas. I'm always working on something new because I see something and then I want to play with it, you know, and make one and things like that. So yeah, no big journals coming up this month on the program. Stay tuned for. So I'm excited about that. I have some additional fun stuff from DigiArt Guy. So we're going to work on the dragon journal some more. And then I'm going to have some additional stuff coming up from DigiArt Guy. Ems is always creating new stuff, so I'm always excited to kind of get over there and take a look at what's new. And he always gives my audience 75% off. So you get to, this is cool. I need more book page first. So you get to play too if you want to, but I know not everybody uses digitals. I get it. It's fine. You do what you want to do. You do you. But if you're into digitals and you like, you know, PNG files for various art projects, then DigiArt Guy is the way to go. They're on Etsy. Just look up D-I-G-I Art Guy. And I have a collab video. It's when I started the Dragon journal. You can kind of see what I did as part of that collab. And get yourself 75% off. That coupon is in that video. So just go look for the Dragon, the very first Dragon journal video. It's the only one on the channel right now. But I don't know when you're watching this. So I'm recording this in June of 2024. You could be watching it in 2027 for all I know. I don't know. All right, so this is a piece of junk mail, and I really like this pattern, so I kept it. And there's some blue here, so I want to bring some of this in. And I'm not, you know, I want to encourage you to kind of just don't think too much about this, because when you do that, you never get anything done. You're just spending too much time worrying about where everything is going to sit on the page. And then you don't make any progress. So I would say that if you're going to do these, this is like you'll Masterboards or collage pages. I know Masterboards are pretty popular in the junk journal niche, you know, that word, that term, but other people would call these collage pages. And so I would say, actually, I don't like that blue in this. Just kind of let go. It's a little difficult, especially if you worry a lot about how your art is going to look at the, we all do, but I mean, I don't know how to put it. If you're trying too hard to avoid mistakes, that's the best way to put it. If you're trying too hard to avoid any mistakes, it's going to hold up your process. So be okay in making mistakes, because it's the only way that you're going to be able to open up and find a style that you like and to create things that you're happy with. So yeah, don't spend too much time going, oh, should I put that there or whatever. Look, you can just cover it up. Like if I put this down here right now and I don't like the way it looks, I can just come over it with this one and this one. You won't even know it was there. So don't worry too much about it, or you can stamp over it after. Just be free and just start putting stuff down. You know, if you want them all to be kind of cut straight, because that's the look that you like, then do that. If you want them to be, you know, kind of torn and chaotic like I like, then do that. But you're not going to know what you like until you just, I mean, you know visually what you like, but you're not going to really know the process that you like unless you start actually putting your hands to work. So just get started, I guess, is my point. Long story short. Okay, let me see. What other questions do I got? Where do I live? I'm in middle state New York. Okay, a lot of people refer to this as upstate New York, but it's the Hudson Valley. I live in the Hudson Valley area of New York in the US. I'm about an hour and a half out of New York City on a good day, traffic-wise, and there's never a good day traffic-wise, so yeah. But I grew up on Staten Island, just outside of New York City. It's one of the 5 boroughs, And I've been up here though for over 25, 30 years. So that's kind of giving away some of my age, but I don't care. I'm in my 50s and I'm very happy and proud about it. I like where I am in my life and I enjoy what I do. So that's where I live. The Hudson Valley is gorgeous. It is a beautiful area with lots of nature and good people, and I love it here, and I will never go back. I know a lot of people like the city life. I like a nice, quiet, leisurely life, and so that's what I live. I have a pup. I've always had dogs. I've had cats. We don't have a cat right now, but I love cats. I love animals in general. I have chickens. I have deer and wildlife that come to my yard. We have a deer, a doe right now that comes to our yard every day, multiple times a day. We have deemed her Felicia, that's her name. And we have named her that so that when she leaves, we can all go, bye, Felicia, because it's fun. That's why, because it's fun. And so we have that. I had a buck here last night. I have raccoons, bear, all sorts of birds. I love birds. I'm one of those crazy bird ladies that goes out and feeds the birds. I feed the deer. I shouldn't feed the deer. Actually, I don't feed the deer. I feed the squirrels and the deer eat the food. So there. And yeah, that's that. I don't know. I've been on YouTube since around the big P. I don't even know what you can say on YouTube anymore, but anyway, since the big event. And it's only been recently that my channel has kind of picked up some interest, which I'm so happy about, because the whole reason I started the channel was to kind of, well, be creative, but also put some art out into the world. I wanted to, I don't know, as you get older, you kind of want, you just sitting there going, well, what am I going to leave behind? Is, you know, my kids, obviously. But, you know, like, you want to leave a mark. I don't know, maybe not everybody does. I think about it. So I wanted to put something out in the world, and I love art, I love creating, and I love to make people smile, give them something to be happy about. And so I created the channel to kind of do all of that. And here we are. I am quickly approaching 10K. And if you're new here, I do have a giveaway going on as of right now. That is for when I hit 10,000 subscribers. So you can look for that video. If I think about it, I'll try to link it in a card here, but I have to remember when I'm editing to remember to do that. So that page is, you know what, let's add a little more color. I need to kind of do a little trio of color. So maybe I'll go with this pink. And this is just Anderson window junk mail that came in. I'm gonna go over here, and I saw it, like we burn papers here. These folks in the country, we burn our papers, and we use the papers and the dead tree limbs and everything. We put it back in the earth. It makes like a potash that you can put down and you know, help certain things grow. Not everything, because some things hate potassium. So, but if you're a gardener, you know. Yeah, and I saw this sticking out of the burning thing, and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. That pink is perfect. I love that pink because it's kind of like a muted pink. And so I wanted to get it in here. So let me put one more piece down. Where do I want this one? I think I want it over here in the corner, and I don't want a big piece. So let's use this one. Yeah, so I have 6 chickens, and I just have hens. I don't have a rooster. You don't need a rooster to get eggs. Some people don't know that. I didn't know that. We should all know that, but anyway, don't get me started. So they lay, when they're laying, they lay an egg a day. So 6 eggs a day. But sometimes they're not all laying at the same time. And, you know, sometimes when the nights get shorter, chickens don't lay eggs. Some people fix it so that they can. I don't. I just let them go with the season. And so, but on a good week, I will get a lot of eggs. That's why I only have 6 chickens. Because we can't possibly use all those eggs. You think you can, but you can't. All right, I have some graph paper and lace. I think I need another piece of blue something, honestly. So this is another one that has lines. I don't know how good you can see it, but if I don't clean my Epson, like you got to clean the print heads, and you have to align them. And, you know, if you don't, or if I turn off my printer, sometimes I notice that it just starts acting wonky. Where do I want you? I think I want you up here. I think I want it like over here. And I'm just randomly putting stuff down, because here's the thing. I'm going to add to this. I'm going to add stamping and ink, and I'm going to cut it up. I'm going to maybe stitch on it. Maybe. Of course I'm going to stitch on it. So I am just kind of randomly putting stuff down. I am trying to kind of get a color combination going. At least in my eyes I am. I don't know. You guys may be like, I don't get it. But I see it. All right, that page is done. Let's do all book page. I need some more all book page. And so, just flip over. Yeah, so I'm just kind of randomly putting stuff down without too much care. I am trying to put the straight edges up against the straight edges just because it makes it easier. And there's always straight edges. So I try to get them down. But other than that, you know, I'm maybe trying to match up some color. So what I think I'll do is we'll do this page together. We'll go over, we'll do some from the snippet roll one. So that's what this is. This I use to take pieces off of. And then I'll kind of come back in another video, and we will, after I scan all these, I'll come back in and we'll dress them up, and then you can kind of see my process for that. Where do I want you? I want you over here. Now you can use a full sheet of paper if you want. If you want to kind of make this quick, you can kind of, you know, take like a whole half a sheet and put that down. Nobody says you can't. Actually, this side's way more interesting. Let's use this side instead. You know, do whatever you want to do. I like to add random colors and, you know, variations, even when I'm just using book page, because I think it just adds interest. Sometimes I'll turn them upside down, which I'll do now, just to kind of get a different look going on the page, right? And then they're overlapping, so that adds interest. There's just like a lot of different things that you can do, even if you're using a lot of the same. But again, I'm just going to, I'm going to stress this, that you kind of want to just go, just put it down. Don't think too much about it, because that's where it gets kind of, it trips you up. If you're thinking, oh, is that going to look good there when I'm done? And, you know, all that, you're just going to trip yourself up. So just put it down. It's only paper, guys. You can cover it up. You could put it in your burning. You can, you know, use it as a notepad. It doesn't matter. Just have fun with it. Just have fun. There, that can go there. And this has a piece of, you know, blank space on it. So that's kind of cool, because that makes good stamping space. Put that there, this here. And then I'm just going to put maybe another whiter piece. Here's one. Kind of over that, where I pushed it too far to the one side. But yeah, so I figured I would kind of answer some of those questions for you guys. What do I do in my day job? That's a good question. So for years, I did a lot of things. I worked in corporate America. I worked on Wall Street a long, long time ago. Long, long time ago. All right. I can't sing, so I won't torture you. But I worked on Wall Street. I worked in the city a lot because I lived nearby, and that's where the money was. And then I moved upstate. I've been an assistant controller. I've worked in accounts payable. I've kind of always been an office type person. I've worked for a private investigator for many years. I have, that is so cool. I'm going to put that there, even though we're doing all book page. This was out of one of the monthly kits. There's one, oh, I forget what month it was now. Can I see? I don't know. Look around March or April. I did a field notes one. It's in the monthly kit list, and this was in there. Or it was one of the off ones, but they all kind of look this way. So I did that, and then for the last 10 or 12 years, more like 12 to 15 years, I have been working for myself as a freelancer in marketing and website design and marketing automation and workflow automation. And that's why I love tech so much, is because I just love how it can make our lives easier. And especially in a business world, I think getting things done more efficiently is kind of where I shine. I'm not going to use that. I want book page. Okay, stop grabbing stuff you don't need. I want to leave that space so I can stamp there, but I need a little piece to cover there. Yeah, so, and then I said, I want to do this. So, you know, back when we had the event, you know, my business did not slow down. Thank God. I do thank God. And I was able to manage through. However, there were a lot of clients that I had once dealt with who did lose their business, unfortunately. And then my business kind of morphed. And then I just started doing this in my spare time because I had some slow periods, and, you know, I wanted to do something else and I wasn't sure what I was going to do. So I was vacillating back and forth. And so I started the channel and I started to do junk journals, and I just like kind of fell in love with the whole process, but I still had to, you know, kind of make a living. So I continued on with clients, and it is only as of late that I have started to kind of flip the script. I'm going to do one more, I'm sorry. And then we'll go into we'll go into the other and do more of this. Why? Because I love this. And I love creating art, and luckily I have been able to kind of, you know, have other work to support me through this, but this is now starting to become an income stream that I can work with. So, you know, I live a very simple life. It's not like I'm, you know, out buying Mercedes, or, which is fine. If you want to do that, that's fine. That's not me. And I'm not saying that anybody that, you know, wants to go get a Mercedes, that there's anything wrong with that. That's not what I'm saying. Don't take it out of context. I'm just saying that's not me. I'm not that type of person. So, I don't need a bajillion dollars, and I hate being a slave to money. So anyway, so now I'm doing this more. That's why you guys are seeing more videos, is because I just have more time. And thanks to the support of my memberships and my YouTube channel, I am able to do that. But, yeah, so what else? I don't know. I won't give up too much about my personal life, and I won't get into why that is. As far as, you know, other more personal things, you won't see a lot of in-depth information going up on the channel, because I am a private person and that's just not my jam. And I will show my face on camera. Actually, I show my face on camera. I'm on TikTok. You see me on TikTok. But this is the work I do, and it's hands-on. Hands-on. But I'll jump in. There's going to be some videos where you see my mug. And you can kind of put a face to the voice. But if you're interested, I'm over on TikTok. There's videos over there with my face that you can see if you're that interested. Maybe some of my Instagram. I don't even know if I have any. Yeah, I think so. Maybe one or two. Not a big deal. Anyway, just, I'm not going to jump on here for every video. First of all, I work from home, so that I don't have to get up every day and, you know, do my hair and do my makeup and do all that. And really, nobody wants to see the hot mess that I am most days. Trust me. So, yeah, I'll be on, but you won't see it often. And it's no big deal. It's really not. You're not missing anything. You get to see my lovely hands that are always a mess because I'm gardening and cleaning and into some kind of chaos. All right, guys, let's hurry this along so I can get on to the other. But you know what? I didn't want to make this a rushed video. I didn't want it to be like anxiety inducing where I'm like just trying to get it finished, and I just wanted it to be kind of fun and easy. And so you could see my process for these kind of masterboard type setups if you're interested in doing one. And there's plenty of other channels out there that have done them. So if you want to see more, go ahead and search for Masterboards, or uh-oh, that one's not coming up. All right, hold on. I have to flip this. It's stuck right down to the page, which is fine. And there's a lot of talent out there of people. Shabby Dabby Doodah has a few. Gail Agostinelli has a few. I know Seven Plaza. Everybody has kind of done some masterboards. So yeah, just search and you'll find a ton of them. And you can see all the different ways. Some people are very deliberate. I know 49 Dragonflies has very, you know, kind of precise movement in her masterboard. She kind of wants everything to be where she wants it to be, and that's fine. That's great. You know, and some people are just like me. They're just a hot mess, and they're just throwing stuff down on paper with abandon. So, whatever. Pick who you like to watch and watch them, right? YouTube's a gigantic place. You can find lots of stuff. And how cool is it too, right? That we are in a time where we get this. I mean, wow, we had like, growing up, we had channel 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11, and 13. That was it. And you got what you got. And you didn't say anything about it. Because you didn't know, and cable came out, and oh, wow. Woo, cable. People had cable, you were like, wow, you guys got cable? I remember that. All right, so this one's almost done. But now we got YouTube, and we can watch for every day, all day, for the rest of our lives, and we'd never consume everything that's out there, right? But don't do that. Get out in nature. Go have fun with the birds. If you can. But, or create art indoors. I know that not everybody is able or mobile enough to get around. So, just do what you can where you can. All right, this is this is interesting because it's been wound up, so it wants to bend. So let's get it to a point where it's not doing that. All right, so same process, right? Except now I'm probably gonna mix up a lot of stuff. And I ink this also. So let me get these down and then I'll get my ink out. Because I like the way that the ink kind of, I don't know, it outlines things. So I do want to ink these. If you'll indulge me in my inking exhibitions. I know that's not everybody's jam. Some people just don't like to watch the inking process. But that's okay. Like I said, YouTube is full of channels, so you can go wherever you want to go. So these I tend to kind of push down a little more too, because as it rolls up, it tends to kind of remove itself. So I want to make sure that it's held down tight. Now I need some brown. I can see it already. And I saw this, so I think I want to put some of this down and then some actual brown, which I have here in my little bowl. So let's do some of this, but this will just do a little bit. You can kind of get a feel for it. And then you can look up more snippet roll videos or, collage snippets. I don't know. And find some other people who are doing it. You can also do like slow stitch fabric snippets, right? You can look up that stuff because there's a lot of people who do that. I do slow stitch. I do embroidery, but I haven't really done a lot of that on this channel because I've kept it more about papercraft. But if you'd like to see stuff like that, more mixed media or, more fabric. I work in a lot of crafts, but you don't always see all of it because I tend to keep this channel more papercraft and junk journal in nature. But if you'd like to see stuff like that, I'm happy to show it to you if you're interested in that sort of thing. I don't know. You let me know. This channel is for you guys. There goes my AC. It has been 90 degrees plus here in New York. And that's up here. I can't even imagine being in the city right now. Let's see. Where do I want this one? That's too close to that. I'm going to go over a little. That's not going to glue anything. that is not going to glue. I'm just going to move over a little. Yeah, I can't imagine. But my AC kicked on and I'm close to it, so you might hear it. What else do I want? Some of this yellow. What was I saying? Oh, snippet rolls with slow stitch. They're really fun. And I always wanted to make a really big snippet roll with slow stitch, and I will be doing it because I have to show you guys these cool spools that I have. And I want to make the fabric snippet rolls on them and just keep them rolled up on here because I think it looks cool. So I will be doing that sometime in the future. I don't know exactly when, but sometime. All right, we can put some more book page down, and actually, yeah, I can do it. If I only want one straight edge here. I'll put that on the edge of the tape. Now I'm doing this in one swoop, like I'm tearing my piece, I'm putting my ink, and then I'm gluing it down. But when I'm doing this off camera, I will usually get a bunch of pieces torn. I will ink them, and then I will I will ink them all at once, and then I will glue them down all at once in kind of like an assembly line fashion. And to me that is just, ow, I think I just gave myself a paper cut. It's just a better process for me, but since I'm on here with you guys, gosh, I don't even know what the heck that was. I feel like I pulled something up, and anyway, yeah, but you know, so I can finish off a section, I just want to show you guys. Actually, let's do this because it's not that big, and I'll put this one up here. And then the same thing with this, I will kind of come through, after I get a good portion of this done, I'll come through and I will stamp over it, put ink, maybe some watercolor paints. If I go over it with like a clear gesso, then I can do stuff on top of it. So I will do that, and I'll do that with those pages also. Let's put you over here. We may not have anything there, but let's put you there. Let's see, I don't want you. Just picking through my stash. Let's see what I got. Got you. You know, because then you can add other interest points. If there's like a blank space like this, I can put a word or a number. I love Tim Holtz stamps for that. But you could also stitch over it, which I also love to do. Let's see, where do I want you? How about here? Oop. Stitch over it, and I like to use a black ink or a darker thread. Kind of do that. I gotta fill in some spots. I have to fill in some spots with this brown. There's a spot here I gotta fill in. Yeah, so I like the dark threads, and I like to do really wonky stitching, like, well, chaotic, like me, like all the stuff I'm just chaos everywhere. There's stuff not where it's supposed to be, breaking the rules. And so, what else? What can I put here? What can I put there? I have some blue. There's no blue over here. Let's put some blue over there. You know, I like nice and neat, but here's the thing. I usually don't get nice and neat, even when I'm trying. And so rather than beat myself up for not being able to do something perfectly, I have learned to just adapt, and I make things that work in my zone, the way that I work, the way that I like to see things. And plus, you know, I've always kind of been attracted to, like, I don't know, these chaos kind of things. Like, an example is, I was a big Mad Max fan. I like to read science fiction novels about dystopian futures. I love movies like that. You know, and just, it's because I don't really know why. I just kind of am always drawn to it. And so I always try to create stuff that is kind of pieced together. I thought it was always fascinating how people tinker with things and make, you know, like big sculptures from metal objects. And, you know, they just take components of junk and put them all together and then make something like really cool with it. That always fascinated me. And so I think that's why I tend to gravitate to that stuff. It's just something I'm just innately interested in. Is innately the word? I don't know. I'm sure there's some teachers out there that can tell me I used the wrong word. I'm just drawn to it naturally, I guess, is what I was trying to say. And so that's why everything I do is kind of a little messy and chaotic. It's because that's how I roll. That's what I like to do. That's what I like to see. I think I need a little piece of just book page here. Even though this is here, it's fine. And this is a great little thing to do if you're just kind of sitting in front of the TV or watching YouTube, and you can just take a little. That's why I take the bowl around with me, is because I can just kind of carry it around with me and take it anywhere. You know, I take the dog out to kind of give her some outside time, and so I'll take it out there and watch the birds and nature, and just maybe have YouTube on in the background and just create. It's just what I do. All right, so if you're still here, say hello in the comments. Let me know you're still hanging out with me. And let me know if this is something you'd try or have done in the past or continue to do now, and what you think of the process. Are you more of a, I want everything to have a place and I need to know where everything goes, or are you more chaotic like I am? Nope, that's not gonna work there. Here. The other thing I'm kind of doing, I'm all over the place. Anyway, let me know in the comments below. Moving on to the next point. One of the things that I do with these is I try to get like a lot of the edges on. Unless I have a big piece I kind of want to space out, I'll put it in the middle somewhere. But like I'll do the edges and then I'll come back and fill in with little pieces here and there as I go through, so that I kind of have a method of some type to it. Not that it's necessarily an organized method or a method that makes sense, but that's what I do. And this way I can have clean edges. But you can also do this where you're kind of just throwing things over the edges and then come back and cut it. This is a good one. I don't have any of this red. And these papers are just like random scrapbook pages, printables. I couldn't even tell you what half of them are or where I got them, unfortunately, but where do I want you? I think I want you right there. They tend to find a home. So if you get the ends, then you can come back and fill in. I just find Even if I don't like I put two colors together and I don't like the way they look next to each other, I can come back in and cover it over. This is a very messy crafting event. If you don't want to get your hands dirty, or you're very concerned about your manicure, this might not be fun for you, but I like to get my hands dirty, so this is my jam. I'm gonna put a little piece of this in here. I think it'll be fine. Oh, I have some of this blue. Nah, I'm gonna go with the yellow. I know I have some here, but that's okay. You're gonna start to learn, if you've never done this before and you start doing it, you'll start to kind of learn what you like and what you like next to each other and why you do and why you don't, and whether you like jagged edges or whether you like straight edges. You'll find that out by doing, so do. Let's see, I have this piece. I can kind of put that down over there for later. And so we'll do a little more and then I'll wrap this video up. If you feel like it and you've been inspired to create and you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new here, go ahead and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. And yeah, kind of let me know if you have any other questions or something I haven't answered, or maybe you don't care either way. Like, just shut up and just make collage. I didn't ask you where you lived. Oh well, here we are. You're gonna go up here. And these are more heavyweight cardstock, so they are a little harder to set down. I have some more of this. What else? That's it. That's all I got, guys. I just kind of wanted to show you this, but stay tuned for what I'm doing with these now that they will be made, and how I will improve upon them, and keep an eye on the Ko-Fi for copies of those pages that I'm going to be putting up there once I scan them. So if you don't want to get your hands sticky and you don't want to get your hands dirty and you kind of like the way that they turned out, or you want to kind of use them as a base for something that you make, then they'll be up on the Ko-Fi and you can download them. If you're a member, they'll be free, but if you are not a member, you can just you know, buy them. I never put anything up for like really expensive prices, so they're pretty reasonably priced on my Ko-Fi. But yeah, keep an eye for them. Thanks for listening to me rant and go on. I wasn't really ranting, right? Chatting. Thank you for chatting with me and listening to me chat. I really appreciate you being here, and I hope I'll see you in the next video. In the meantime, have a great rest of your day or night. Bye.